That's, I think, like the next phase of my life, like the next part of it is really just producing. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I like it. And I feel like I'd be very mindful of
Very demure.
Very demure. When I opened up my blow dry bar, guys.
My blow bar.
My blow bar. And it was called Blow Me Dry.
That was so good.
Her name is Trish, she's got the dish and all the gossip's filthy rich, pretty and pink, hot topic queen, and says what everybody thinks, she's just Trish.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Just Trish. Today I am so excited. We have our first Grammy Award winner ever with us, two-time Latin Grammy Award winner, Chiquis.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
I am so starstruck right now, for real. You have you are a star, but you have like such star quality. When you walk into the room, it's like, I could like barely breathe. I was so excited.
You're so cute. Oh no, thank you so much. I've been wanting to meet you. I've heard a lot of great things about you, and you're so freaking stunning.
Thank you.
You're so stunning. I mean, on Instagram, you're like, okay, but in person, like, I'm like, oh, she's freaking beautiful, guys.
I feel that way about you. I saw you, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have the same hairstylist. Shout out Tony.
Yes, Tony. Tony Wonder Hands.
He's the best.
Yes.
He's actually amazing, loyal, great, talented.
He's great.
He's the best, and we share glam all the time. And I always tell him, I'm like, he's like, okay, I give him my schedule for the month, and I'm always like, but if Chiquis needs you, she's first. She's your priority.
You're so sweet. You're so sweet.
Today I woke up at 5 a.m. to get glam, and then he went to you at like 8 a.m.
I was like, are you running on time? I just want to know. He's like, oh, I'm on my way. At 7:23, I was like, oh, perfect. Okay, boy.
He was.
Yeah. He sent me a message when I first got here. He said, you know what? My two girls, I can't wait. And he loves you. He loves you so much. He talks like beautiful. He says so many nice things about you.
Oh, I love it. Same with you. Like we always
sense.
talk about you, and all the glam people love you, so we always like talk. How is life? You just got married.
I just got married. Life right now, it's good. I think I feel a little overwhelmed, but I think that that's good. That means I have a lot going on, and I don't like to complain because I'm just like, you know what? I'm grateful. But right now I feel very at peace, and like there's so many things that are going on in my life, and I'm like, I'm grateful that this is going well. My marriage is doing well. We have our little things. I think there's in every relationship, there's not like a little rough patch, or it just, you know, it's not a real relationship. So yeah.
And you're so open about it, because I love your podcast, the Chiquis and Chill podcast, and I love how open you are. I was just watching the other day, and you were like, yeah, you know, sometimes I snap at him, and like that's not okay. Yes. But like, and I'm like, that's so real though, because that's how I am with Kim too. And it's like the people that are closest to you, you're like, why do I do this?
I don't know why I do that.
Yeah, and it's just like you said, it was like a defense. It's like your ego.
Yes,
which I thought was so brilliant. And
I feel like I have to be transparent and honest all the time, and I'm not perfect. And especially in this relationship, I've learned to really see myself. As weird as that sounds, like before it was like, oh, them, because they had, you know, my ex partners, like they have things about them that were a lot, I guess, worse. I don't know. We're over it, right?
Right.
But now I'm like, oh dang, I'm like, oh, I have a lot of things I got to work on.
But that's like so self-aware, because you are a superstar. Like you're leaving tonight for Mexico City to like go perform for like all your fans. But then at the same time, you're like so real. You're like kind of influencer vibes too. At the same time, I'm like, she's like so real.
When they told me years ago, they're like, you're like an influencer. When it wasn't a thing, I was like, what is that? I'm like, I don't want to be that. And, you know, but now I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm happy. I do a little bit of everything. And believe it or not, my record label gets really upset. They're like, we need you to push more music and less of products and this and that. I'm like, hello? I want to do it all.
And you do. You do it all. And everything, like all the products you do, all the businesses. Because I will ask Tony, I'll be like, what are you shooting today? He's like, oh, it's her shapewear. I'm like, shapewear? Oh, skincare. I'm like, what doesn't she do? Yesterday you were like promoting like cheesecakes. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's cheesecakes. Like, how do I get these?
They're so delicious. Oh my God. And I only push things that I believe in and that I love. And that for real. Like, you can't pay me. They've come and said, I'll give you X amount of money to promote this. I'm like, oh, but I don't like the quality. I'm not going to do it. And I'll pass like certain things up because of that.
That's amazing. Yeah, those cheesecakes were only $40. I DM'd them. I'm like, how do I get one of these banana cheesecakes?
And they'll bring it to you.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Oh
they
my God,
deliver.
they're so good.
I ordered one. They're like, we have some left for Saturday delivery. I was like, getting it.
Oh, I love you.
You influenced me so much. Everything and the shapewear and all that stuff we do. What came first for you? Because you grew up in California. You're a California girl.
Yes, I born and raised in Long Beach and like Compton area. And what came first as far as like my career?
Yeah.
Okay. With my mom, I was like her right arm, her right hand. You can go, but I would really say arm because I really did a lot and I learned a lot. I finished high school, didn't go to college. My college was Hard Knock Life. Hard Knock Life. There you go. And my mother was my professor. That's what I always say.
Jenni Rivera.
Jenni Rivera.
Yes. Icon.
That's my mother.
Legend.
Yeah. So I did that and I learned business. I took care of the household. I took care of my siblings. She wanted to start her, she was like the pioneer in that, the skincare. She wanted her own skincare.
Wow.
I went out, her makeup line, it was called Divina Cosmetics, and I helped her with all of that. And I don't know, I just jumped into it. She's like, I'm like, how do I do this? She's like, I have no idea. You got to figure it out.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the budget. Go in the world and figure it out. And I did.
Oh, so you started with that stuff. So you were like were you finding like manufacturers for her? Like
finding manufacturures. Actually, the first manufacturer I didn't even know this area existed in the Valley. I didn't know. And it was in Chatsworth. It's crazy.
Small world.
Exactly. Now I live in Chatsworth.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, okay, well, this is how it works. And I learned about the units and the this and that and everything now that I thank goodness for my mother. So business was really my first love. I always thought I was just going to be an entrepreneur.
Wow, before performer.
Performer. Because I was so focused on my mom's career. I was like, I don't mind being behind the scenes and being behind the camera. I want to just dedicate myself to her. But I would always, when I would close my eyes and imagine, what else am I going to do that's outside of my mom? I kid you not, I would hear applauses and I would hear people cheering. And I was like, what does that mean? I don't think I can be a singer because my mom didn't really want that career for me because she says, it's very hard. It's difficult. I don't want that for you. And I thought maybe acting. I don't know. I thought so many different things. And then I was like, one day I was like, I want to try it. The first time I was on stage, I was 10 and I really liked it. And I won second place in a singing competition.
Wait, oh my gosh. Was it just like one in Long Beach, like a local one?
It was one in like Linwood.
Oh.
And my grandpa would hold it, I believe, every Thursday to find new artists because he had he has his own record label as well.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, I'm going to try it one day. And I won second place. And I was like, I kind of like this. This is kind of cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then 2 Grammys later, it's like, wow, this is like a legit thing.
2 Grammys. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. It's pretty cool.
That's wild. And then 2023, you were nominated for a Grammy as well.
Yes.
Which is like crazy. So you won the 2, 2020 and 2022?
Yes.
What was that like?
It was the first one. I really felt that it was more for my mom. I felt like because she had been nominated and she didn't get the chance to win one. So I felt like this one, the first one in 2020, was for her. And it was weird because it was the first time that everything was just through Zoom and I wasn't able to walk the red carpet. Yeah. So I did a whole thing. I did a whole red carpet at my house. Something I feel like you would do.
Yes, absolutely.
I got dressed like I was like, dude, in my living room. I was like, I'm going to make this freaking happen. So then we won it. And that was really nice. But it made me want to say, I'm like, I want my next album to be even better. I've always seen myself as my own competition. So I said, okay. And then I did Abeja Reina and we won. And that one I felt, this is mine. This is mine. I felt like the first one was more for my mom. It's just weird. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
And it felt really nice because so many people didn't believe in me. You know what I mean?
Like growing up?
Like when I started my career as a singer, because my mom is such a beast, such a monster in what she does that they always compared her to me. And I feel like people didn't give me the opportunity to see me for me and said, oh, you don't sing like her. And I'm like, they just, I don't know, it was difficult.
Comparing me,
yeah.
That's what I never understood too about like people who are considered like Nepo babies, right? It's like, well, their parents were so talented. Why would they not also be talented? You know, you like inherit it. And then people think you just get handed it because you have like a famous parent. But
Exactly.
It's like a lot of work, which you put in. You put in so much.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Like to see you perform on stage is like really amazing because you're
Thank you.
Are you doing the tour still, the Diamantes tour? Or is
Yes. We stopped. We did the first leg and then the second leg starts September in TJ.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is so exciting.
Cool.
Yeah. I feel like touring, do you ever get like exhausted or is it like fun for you? Like do you get like adrenaline?
It can get exhausting, but when I'm on stage or before going on stage, it's a lot of adrenaline and I feel nervous, but I think being nervous is good. It means like, cause I'm a very passionate person and I'm kind of a perfectionist in certain things. So of course I just want to go out there and do a great job. But more than that, as soon as I remind myself, just go have fun.
Yeah.
It goes away, after the first song. And then I feel good. I feel like I release a lot. Like I'm able to, it's like a form of therapy almost being on stage. So I've learned to really love it. I think before I was just too scared. I was afraid of what are people going to say, and they would say so many things, and if it wasn't my weight, it was my voice, it was my wardrobe, and I'm just like, until I just said F you all. Like, I don't care. I really don't care now. Yeah.
What was the secret to it, to not caring?
I think when I realized, barely 2 years ago, when I realized that what I'm doing is my purpose.
Yeah.
It's part of my calling. It's part of my testimony. And I was like, I chose it, but I didn't choose it. I feel like the universe, God, I'm a very spiritual woman. So once I stopped seeing it as my job and more of my calling, something just clicked and I said, well, I'm here, whether people like it or not, and I'm going to do my thing. And my responsibility is to be a positive voice to the world. And that made me feel better. I just I don't know. I lost all fear. It's crazy.
Just knowing your purpose and knowing like what you're here for. Because it's so true. Like you are so talented and you're like obviously a superstar. But like I was telling you before, is like your story, like all of it is like inspiring. Like when you hear everything you've been through, like it's wild. Like when I read your book, I was just like, I was reading it last night and I was just like, whoa, like there's so much dark stuff in your past, but you're so light right now. Like you're so light, so bubbly. And I'm just like, wow, to be able to come out of that into what you are now is amazing.
Yeah. You know what? I've chosen not to. I know that I've been a victim of certain situations, but there's a difference between being a victim and victimizing yourself. And I said, you know what? It happened. I'm not going to let that determine who I'm going to become and how I'm going to show up for the world. And that was just my choice. And when I sit down and think about it, I'm like, oh, it's been a lot, but I just shake it off.
I mean, that's amazing. And what age do you think you were able to fully, or did right away, were you just like processing it in the moment? You're like, okay, I got to just like get through this, get past this.
My mother, thank God. My mom, when my mom found out about I was sexually abused by my father, when she found out about that, I was 12. And she never treated me any different. She just said, okay, this happened. She believed me right away. She did what she had to do as a mother, put me into therapy. But she didn't say, oh, I'm going to baby you, or something is, you were harmed, so I'm going to treat you differently. She didn't. She was actually even more tough. She's like, okay, no, you're not going to be a statistic. You're going to surpass this. And I thank her for that. She never allowed me to feel sorry for myself. And she instilled that in me.
And still while protecting you, which is like...
And still while protecting me.
Yeah, I think that's like, again, I've never been through something like that, but it's like so inspiring to hear for other people, because when you do feel like when you are a victim, it's like, can this get any better? Is this my life? Am I, tarnished? Am I something?
Exactly. You feel like I'm what a damaged goods, and it was like, no, it's okay. We're moving on. Yeah. And I thank her for that so much.
Were you always a family of faith? Because you talk a lot about God. And
Yes. I was baptized and born Catholic. And then I was 10 years old, my grandmother became Christian. Actually, one of my uncles became Christian, and now he's a pastor. And then my grandma went into it. And then I was so close to my grandma that I followed her and all of us. And now I don't necessarily consider myself Christian or Catholic. I respect all religions. I'm just spiritual, but there's always been some type of prayer in my life and a higher power. And I definitely believe in God, and I go to Christian church. I go to Catholic church. I go anywhere that I just feel connected.
Presence. Yeah. I think that's such a big thing too, just to feel like, there's something higher or bigger than like us, because there has to be.
There has to be.
Especially when like you think about life, it's like, it's fun, but like, what is it all for? Like, what's the end goal? Like,
Exactly.
all stuff like that. It's really amazing. So then you start music so you're doing 10 is your first show.
Yes.
When do you like take it seriously? Like record deal?
Well, I wanted to start in 2012. That was the year my mom passed. I had brought it up to her attention like in June of 2012. And she was kind of like, well, 'cause she was always supposed to manage my career. And her and I were having issues during that year. And it wasn't able to happen. But I had a partner, a boyfriend, that was like, I'm going to help you. He was in the industry. And that's how we started, because my mom was busy and she was doing her thing. And then my mom passed away. So that was put on hold. And I think I just focused on my siblings as I was like a second mother to them. When my mom passed, so 2013, it was all kids just trying to regain my strength. And in 2014, I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to record a song. And the first song I recorded and wrote was for my mom.
What was the song?
It's called Paloma Blanca. And it was kind of like a response to the last song that she sang to me, which is Paloma Negra. So yes, so it means black dove, white dove. So yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
how amazing. That's crazy. So only 10 years really you've been doing it. Like,
Yep.
that's wild because the like crowds you're performing to are like insane. And so
Thank goodness. It's, it's been,
it's amazing. And I do love your fashion, obviously, on a tour.
So cute.
Where do you design these clothes? Are you designing them?
I come up with it. I have a stylist, and he's great with, like, I tell him kind of like my vision, and he brings it to life. But there are things I get inspired by other people, by other artists. Television a lot, on like movies, like back in the days. So yeah, I'm like, I want this, and I know what fits my body well, because I'm a professional shopper.
Which I love. I want to get into that too because you have like a shopping addiction.
Yeah.
But I do love, that's what I loved about you too, is because you were saying earlier how people would like criticize you for everything, like including your weight. But it's like, which is like wild because like even when you were like bigger, you still have like the best body ever. But for someone like me, it's just like so nice to see someone who's not a size 0 wearing like these type of clothes. You know what I mean? Like crop tops.
Yeah.
Like,
and you look great, by the way.
Thank you. Because when I first met Tony and I saw you, I remember thinking like, this is like the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. And then I saw you in person. I was like, oh my gosh. And just seeing you like dress but you're also very short. You're very,
I'm very short.
Yeah. Which
everyone gets so surprised. They're like, oh my God, you look so tall on television. I was like, yeah, it's the heels.
But even your heels today, we're the same height in our picture. So that's why I was like, oh, you must be really short.
I'm a shorty. I'm 5'2". But yeah, like that's the thing. Like I've always wanted to represent the real woman, I guess. I've had issues with my weight my entire life. I have cellulite, I have stretch marks, and I don't give a shit. I'm just like, this is who I am. And on stage, it becomes a part of my performance. I'm like, yes, my little shorts, and you're going to talk crap, but I don't care. And I'm like, whatever. Like I think that's what really, really resonates with people. It's just being your true authentic self.
Oh, for sure. Especially because I think everyone has like weight issues, even if they're not big. Like everyone is insecure about their body.
Absolutely. Especially now with all the stuff in our food, it's like, it's hard to keep our hormone levels leveled.
That is so true, actually, because I always think about that too. I'm like, what is it? Especially now that I'm like, in my late 30s, I'm just like, it's so much harder to lose weight. And I'm like, is it the food? Is it the process?
It's
what is it?
It's could be our hormones. That's when I kind of figured out that I had a thyroid issue. It really changed my life. I take, thyroid medicine every day. And if I don't, I spike up.
So what was it? You just went for a test? You're like, something
Well,
wrong?
I kind of, yes, I was working out really hard. I was on keto, and I'm like, why am I just like playing around like with these dabbling with these 10, 15 pounds, and then I would just go back up. And of course, portion control is important. I would like, I'm eating like a bunch of salad and chicken, and it's just a lot. So I had to learn that. But my family has a thyroid issue. That my grandmother got her thyroid gland removed. So then it just kind of sparked something in me. I'm like, okay, well maybe I have something. And I just went to go check my hormone levels. My estrogen was super high, which estrogen makes us gain weight. So they leveled it down. They gave me some testosterone. They gave me medicine.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And it's because a lot of stuff that's in our food, and it just it like imbalances.
Oh, so did it affect you like anywhere else, like the testosterone? Like was it like affecting you like mentally or anything?
I felt very tired. I like not taking my thyroid medicine. I was like I was losing hair. I was very fatigued. I had low energy. Yeah, it was like a lot a lot of
Oh my gosh. So how were you like keeping up with your schedule since you are so busy? What were you doing for energy?
Green tea, a bunch of green tea. And I was just started getting to like energy drinks, and I was like, I got to stop this. This isn't healthy. I wasn't drinking enough water. But yeah, I mean, and also because I was like, I have no other choice. I just got to get my butt up, and do it. But now I feel better. Now I'm like, okay, cool. Everything's leveled out. I feel great.
Oh no, you can tell too, just the way you are like in life, like on your podcast and your marriage, like everything. I'm like, oh, this girl's just like so happy. And like when you said you're at peace in life, like that's like the best, right? Like not chasing something, like not just being happy with where you're at.
Exactly. Feeling content with the moment, I'm like, it's always like we're trying to like, what's next? What's better? What's bigger? And I'm like, I just want to be here, and I'm happy right now. I'm really, like, I want to be present with you. Like, I've had to learn that. And my husband has helped me with that. He's very like, hey, put your phone down. Talk to me. I'm like, oh yeah, hi. He's like, look at the sky. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right.
I love that. It is true to like slow down for a minute and just like enjoy life where you're at. Your wedding in Vegas. Why Vegas? I love that you did that.
Oh my gosh. Because it was my second wedding, guys. My second marriage. And I didn't want to spend so much money on a wedding.
So expensive.
But it's his first wedding, and he's like, I want to have something nice. I'm like, okay. I was like, what if we just elope? Let's just go to Vegas. And he's like, oh, I love Vegas. Ooh. I'm like, okay, we'll have something very small. Yeah. Just you and I. He's like, but I want my mom there. I'm like, well, yeah, I want my siblings there. Oh, but then my friend, she'll be hurt. And it just started to go from like 10 people to 80.
Oh my gosh, was it 80?
It was 80. It was about 89, 90 people. Ended up being some people that weren't necessarily invited that came, but it's fine. Happy to see them.
How did they find out? How do they know?
Someone said, hey, let's just go to Vegas. And they're like, it's going to be fine. You know, it's very informal. Because it kind of was. It was like poolside, very chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was beautiful. Honestly, like it was so simple. I wanted something very timeless, simple, classy, and I just wanted to have fun. I wanted it to be Vegas because I'm like, I always have fun in Vegas with him, with Emilio. Is my husband's name, and we did. We had a good weekend. We got stuck in an elevator actually.
For how long?
For 2.5 hours.
At the hotel or where?
At Dre's.
Oh.
We went to Dre's for our reception.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we had dinner, and then after dinner, we're like, let's go clubbing. So we went to Dre's, and it was so freaking fun. I had so much fun. And they were like, okay, it's time to go, because I was buzzed. And then I just remember getting into the elevator. Actually, I'm lying. I don't remember getting into the elevator. I was already buzzed. And I just remember being in the corner, and I was like, okay, I'm so tired. I want Taco Bell. And then all of a sudden, they're like, okay, well, press it again. And I kind of wake up. I'm like, what's going on? And the elevator would just like bounce like 3 times. I said, oh my God, I think we're stuck. It was 20 people. It was hot as hell. It was 2:30 in the morning. The music was blasting in the elevator. It was insane. 2.5 hours. They had to like, you know, rescue us through the elevator shaft.
You had to like be pulled up?
They had to put a little harness on us, a little like helmet. Yes, the whole thing, one by one.
Oh my God. And you were like buzzed. You were like, so you're doing
it went
this
away
all?
like this. It went away.
Oh.
And Emilio, he suffers from anxiety.
Oh, no.
So I saw him. I was like, he's going to freak out. So I can't freak out because other people were freaking out in the elevator. Thankfully, it was everyone that I knew. A lot of people from like my wedding, you know, that went. My invites. But I just started meditating. I was like, okay, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. So, but it was hot. Yeah.
Oh my! The fact that you were able to meditate after your wedding buzz and you like just like everything's fine. It does wonders. I always like if you just like are silent for like a minute, sometimes like answers just happen. You know, you find your peace.
Exactly. I'm like, let me just take a deep breath real quick when everything's gonna be fine.
Wow. And it was. Oh my God. Yes. So are you at the top at Dre's? Is that where the elevator stuck?
Yeah, I think it was. I want to say it was the 10th floor. They said we were stuck between the 2nd and the 3rd floor, but still doesn't make sense to me. Because Drake's was on the 11th floor, so I have no idea. I just know we had to go out. They had to bring down the stairs, the ladder. Oh my God. Then we went up, and it was just it was weird. It was kind of scary.
Your life is like a drama. Yeah. It's like a fictional TV show.
Yeah. Even if I don't want things, I mean, it just happens, and I'm like, all right, let's go. I'll roll with the punches.
Yeah, you have a lot of reality shows, but maybe you need like a telenovela or something like that, where it's just like all these people happening.
You're right.
Did you end up getting Taco Bell?
I did not.
No. Okay.
I don't think did we get food? No, we got no food, huh?
Just went
I was just
sleep.
Straight to sleep. I was like, let me take off this makeup, take off this dress. No food. Darn it.
Oh man, Taco Bell should have sponsored your wedding.
I know.
That would have been everything.
Do you like Taco Bell?
Oh, I love it. The grilled cheese burrito is my favorite. I get it like every day.
I've never had it.
What's so
good? Is it good?
It's big on TikTok right now because I know you're like a TikTok foodie.
Yes.
And like there's this girl who does like a grilled cheese burrito and she gets double everything. So it's the hugest burrito and you put all the sauce and you just eat it as fast as you can. It's a huge challenge right now. People get like 10 million views.
Oh.
And I feel like you would crush that challenge.
Try it.
It's so good.
I like that.
I've been obsessed with it. And I love all your food ones. I saw you were in Tijuana doing the Caesar salad.
Yeah, the Caesar salad.
And all your little food stuff you do. I was like, oh, it looks so good.
Oh, I love food. I'm a foodie for sure.
We both love salsa and beer. That's our other mutual spot.
Yes, I love salsa and beer, you guys. If you don't know about it, it's because you're not a Valley girl, okay?
That is so true. Salsa and beer is we drive an hour to get there because it's an hour from here.
Yes.
We during my pregnancy we'd always drive like an hour. I'm like, let's load it up and go because it's
love it
so
there.
good.
Everything is so good there. Oh my God.
The potato cheesy taquitos that they have, I cannot find anywhere else. You know those like rolled up, it's like potato and cheese inside.
So good. Oh.
Shout out. And the original one too, the one that's like the brown like wheel outside. You know, because there's different ones.
Yes, that's the one we go to too.
Oh, good. North Hollywood Salsa and Beer. I was like, love it so much. And yeah, and Tony just moved close to there too. And I was like, you have to go to Salsa and Beer. Yeah. He was there his first night he moved. So I was like, so good. But yeah, I love that you're a foodie. Have you ever done like any cooking show or like anything food related?
I have a cookbook.
What?
For keto. Yes,
Wait,
I did that.
I
started keto in like 2019 and I really liked it and it worked well for me. And then I was like, you know what? I feel like there's not a lot of recipes that have like a Latin flavor to it. So I did something with a friend of mine. She was my trainer at the time, and we did it together. So it's just not necessarily like a weight loss type of book, but it was keto, so you can't lose weight. Because I was like, oh, okay, I don't know. But anyways, it has a lot of really good recipes that are keto friendly,
like low carb,
low
and
carb
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's the great thing about keto, though, is you can have like cheese and stuff like that too.
Yes,
It's like,
I love cheese.
me too. That's like my favorite.
That's my favorite.
But I feel like if you're not doing keto and you have cheese, then it's like then you just gain the weight. But
Exactly. I know. That's why I was like, okay, keto's perfect for me.
do you still do it? Are you still the keto diet?
No, I'm not. I've just recently what I've been doing is just doing more portion control than anything. But I really liked. I mean, I low carb is I feel like what works best for me, and I feel better mentally too. I just haven't been consistent with it. Yeah.
So you're not into like because I love pastas and breads so much. And it's like
I love bread.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
I
love bread. Yeah.
the hard one. I guess they have now those like low carb tortillas and stuff like that. Like you can make or low carb bread or low
those
carb.
are good.
Yeah. Or because people were like, oh, for spaghetti you can make like squash, and I was like, well, not squash spaghetti.
Yeah. Be like, oh yeah, no. If I'm gonna have it, I want the real thing.
The real thing.
Yeah.
So when you all go out and perform like this weekend, do you have like a diet you follow?
I like to do more protein. I always make sure that there's protein on my plate and some type of green, but I like carbs as I need them for like my energy, especially on a leg day, or I need like a lot of actually my vocal coach says you need to have some pasta the day of your
interesting.
so it just kind of sits and it like makes you I forgot the word that he uses, but it just kind of centers you. So I try to have some type of carb. And try not to have coffee or caffeine on the days of my shows because then I feel like all jittery because of the nerves, and I just feel like it just makes it a little bit worse. But other than that, just protein.
Oh, interesting. Because you look like your skin looks so good too. So I was like, I wonder if you said you drink a lot of water now.
Yes.
And,
I try. I used to drink more water and now I need to drink a little bit more. But I like my electrolytes. I make sure that I'm hydrated in, any way that I possibly can. I think my skin is looking really good right now because I'm using this new spray. What is it called, Kim?
Hypochlorous acid.
That one.
Hypochlorous acid.
Yeah.
The brand is Tower 28.
Oh,
Yes.
Tower 28. I've heard of that. You love it. What does it do? What's it do? You like put it on your...
I feel like because I have rosacea. So
really?
it's just been helping with like killing the bacteria. So it doesn't allow like makeup or anything. Like 'cause we're in makeup like, all day, So it's been helping me with that. Of course, my toner, and then I use my toner after that, or my toner before and after. Anyways, but it's been working. It's been working really good.
It looks so good. I mean, you
Thank
literally
you.
look like you do. I was watching. It was. Is it Chiquis and Chill?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was watching that show yesterday, and I was like, "What? That was like 12 years ago, and you look the same. You actually look like younger now." Which I was like, "Wait, how?
Which one? Hold on.
Is it Chiquis? No, it's the one in New York where you go to New York. It's like you come back. And
Chiquis in Control.
Chiquis in Control.
Yes.
There's so many Chiquis.
Yes,
Chiquis
dude,
your
I was
podcast.
just thinking, I had a Chiquis Confidential, which was like, I was like the first YouTube girl on Chiquis Confidential. You guys have to check it out.
Wait, what's this one?
Yeah, that was when it's crazy. That's when people were like, you're an influencer. I'm like, what is that? I was just on YouTube I love wearing this, shaper, or this is my favorite tanning spray. And I was just showing all the things that I would use. And I didn't even know I didn't know
you
it was
are the
that.
original influencer. Like, that's what I use.
So it was Chiquis Confidential. It's so crazy.
Was that before? Chiquis
Way
in Control?
before. Like it must have been like in 20. Damn. Yeah, it was way before Chiquis. No, wait.
Oh.
It was after. Was it after? It was after. Oh my gosh, girl. I don't even remember.
The timelines are like, yeah.
They're kind of all blurred right now.
So are you doing, so it's kind of coinciding then with the time you started music. So are you doing reality shows before music?
Yes. I started reality in 2009. And it came out in 2010. So that's when the world was able to see it. And I started with Chiquis and Roxy.
Yes.
Yes, that
Okay,
was
so
the first one. Mm-hmm.
Oh
and
my
then we
gosh.
went from that to I Love Jenni with the family.
Oh, that came after.
Mhm. And then I had a spin-off, Chiquis in Control. When I opened up my blow dry bar, guys.
My blow bar.
My blow bar. And it was called Blow Me Dry.
That was so good. I wish it was still open. I would be like
Me
going
too.
there right now.
I should probably open something like that because I love
Absolutely.
everything beauty.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we went in with the Riveras, and so it was 10 years of reality TV.
And it's still going strong with Chiquis and Filtro.
Yes, Chiquis sin filtro. Yes, it's more of like a docufollow. The reason I feel like it's different is because with reality, we had to like pretend that the cameras weren't there, and then some things were reenacted, and they would put us in certain situations to see our natural reaction, but things were kind of set up a little bit, but it was us being ourselves.
I see.
So with this, it's the cameras are literally following whatever it is that I'm doing. They don't say, "Oh, say this" or "Don't say this." It's like I am who I am. I talk to the camera, and that's what I liked a little bit more. And it's in Spanish, something I've never done. All my reality shows were in English. Mm-hmm.
Was there a conscious decision to like do? Okay, we're doing this Spanish.
Because I feel like a lot of people in Mexico don't really know me. I mean, they know me, but they don't really know me for my music. I feel like it's because of all the things that they've heard about me.
Really?
So, yeah. So now I'm like, okay, with Chiquis Sin Filtro, they're going to be able to see the woman behind and also see my music and really get to know me. So I just felt like it needs to be in Spanish so that I can be more, to get and capture more hearts, I guess, in Mexico and in Colombia. So that it was very strategic. Yes.
Okay, so they know. Yeah. Did you grow up speaking Spanish or did you learn it later?
Yes, actually, Spanish was my first language. I didn't learn English until I was like 7 when I went to school.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool then.
Yeah, they would pull me out of school because my grandparents raised me.
Okay.
My mom was busy working and stuff, so my grandparents raised me, and I think I understood maybe English, but I just spoke Spanish.
Yeah.
So then at school, they would have to pull me out of class and say, "Hey, you have to go take your English, class now." So yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like natural for you then to do this show in Spanish.
Yes, but then I started feeling like in English, I just felt more comfortable.
Yeah.
So everything, like I expressed myself better in English. So it was a little hard when I started. I was like, oh, how do I say this word? But I'm like, this is me, whatever. I'm going to say it all wrong, but it's so Chiquis, So I'm like,
Chiquis
whatever.
Unfiltered.
Exactly.
What is the most unfiltered thing on this show where you're like, oh man, that's a little unhinged? Is there anything like scandalous on there or?
Yeah, I think the most scandalous thing is just the real things that happen in families, I think we all have family issues. Ours, I think, just so happened to be more out there because a lot of my family is in the limelight. So I think people will be very surprised with how I express myself about certain family members. And it's not to make anyone look bad. It's just certain things happen that piss me off, especially when the cameras were there. And then people have never really seen me upset because I'm always very positive and I try my best to just have a smile on my face. But now that I feel like more mature and more like this is who I am, I'm just like, brrr. So people are like, oh, I've never seen you upset. Well, you're going to see me upset on Chiquis Sin Filtro.
I love that. And that's like real.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready for it too. I'm like, if people are going to love me for who I am.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like, I don't want to pretend to be someone that I'm not. Like, I want to know that the people that follow me and support me they love me with my flaws and all. Like, literally, like, I'm like, this is who I am. I'm going to let it all hang out. So that's what's happening on there.
I think that's what like people just appreciate so much. And I feel like because you're so real on all the platforms, right? Your podcast and here and then the show, I think that's why people love you. Because the original one, the Chiquis in Control,
yes.
like that one I love because it is so like cutesy girly. Like everything was like, I'm selling my bags for my salon. Was that real?
Was
those
real.
Story
It was real.
Did you sell your purses? Because your mom was like, do you need 10 Louis Vuittons?
My mother. I know. Let's talk about my shopping addiction, girl. Yeah, and then
Yes.
now I could say it, because I had a lot of control with the finances at home because I took care of all the bills. So on the credit card, I'd go buy her something and I'd buy myself something too.
Yeah, why not?
And it's like, now that I know what it costs, now I'm like, oh, I don't know if I necessarily need that.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize we had another camera here. Hi.
Oh, yeah. There's
I've been looking at this
and
one
wide. Both of them.
Hi, guys. So I swear I just saw it. Like, I was like, oh, wait a second. Oh, nice.
They're both good. They're both. We
Perfect.
can zoom in on that one too.
I've been looking at that one the whole time. Sorry, guys. But yes, I did have to sell them. And I just did that recently. I sold a lot of my stuff to The Real.
Oh,
I did.
I've never done that.
I
It's
did.
good. They
And
come to your house?
They come to your house. They look at everything. They clean it. They inspect it. They return some stuff because it was like some stuff was like too outdated, or some stuff was actually gifts that I had gotten, maybe like 2, and they weren't real. I didn't even know. I was like, damn, I swear. And I was like,
no.
Oh my God, I could have sworn this person, like, I'm like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I made a lot of money and I feel good about it. I was like very happy. So I think I'm gonna do it again, actually.
I love it. I always try to sell my bags online, and people try to like clock me for it. Like, oh, you have to sell your bag. But I'm like, I'm trying to get new bags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
What's wrong with that? Like, girl, I'm all for it. Like, I need to actually sell some of my clothes. Because I usually give it away, but I'm like, wait a second, I have some really good pieces.
Yeah, the Kardashians are doing it. They have a Kardashian. Do you not sell your clothes?
I don't. And people have been telling me for a while. I sold my glasses. I sold some really expensive shoes and purses this last time to the Real. But now they were like, okay, don't do it to the Real because they take a big percentage. No, not shade, but I mean, you know, I'm not shading y'all, but you do. And it's cool. But yeah, I was like, I should just do what the Kardashians do.
Yeah.
Right? They have the dash.
What
do they have?
Kardashian Closet, I think. Yeah.
I was like, why shouldn't I do that?
It's so smart if you can find to do it on your own because we do have a Poshmark and I like love it and we sell like so much stuff through there, but they also take like 20% and it's like annoying. But if you're buying so many clothes, like we sell it and then I buy because he's like, well, you kind of like break even, but I'm like, that's better than losing money buying clothes, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
And I feel like people would love your clothes. Oh my gosh.
Probably do that. I think I'm gonna do it this next time.
Just find someone to like help you out. My mom does it for me like every day. She's posting like my clothes.
Oh, I love that.
Give her like a chunk of them so I can buy new clothes, you know?
That's great. See, we're smart women.
That's what I'm saying. It's like resourceful. So when I saw you were like gonna sell all your bags for your salon, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like literally like so iconic.
Because that was my first business, and I went over and beyond. I did not have to spend that much money on making it look so pretty.
But you just wanted it to be
I just wanted
extra.
it to be, yes, I wanted it to be extra, and I wanted like the best of the best. And now I know that I can go thrift shop, and it's okay.
Thrift shopping is like a talent unto itself, though, because there's so much stuff to look at.
There's so much stuff. I used to love it. Yeah, with
really?
my clothing. Yes, I think I would when I have children. Yeah. I want to go to thrift shops and probably buy some cute clothes.
And it's like so unique too, because like everything else everyone wears is like the same. You know, we love a Target moment, but everyone wears Target to the same parties, and you're like, oh, we're all wearing the same stuff. You know,
It's happened to me one too many times. I love Target. Damn it.
The clothes are kind of iconic. I think that would be like that's so amazing. No, I loved your show. That show in particular, I liked because just all of the personality. You had cupcakes and you came in with cupcakes and you're talking about strippers and your mom loved them and you're like, I'm not about the stripper life. It was just so cute. I just loved seeing your relationship with like your sisters and your mom. It was just like really cute and just seeing.
Thank you.
I don't know. So that's 2012. Are the Kardashians on at that point? Or are you guys like?
They would call us the Mexican Latin Kardashians all the time.
It's very much that vibe.
All the time they would say that. And I'm like, okay, well, my mom and I would be like, well, yeah, heck yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah.
They're doing the damn thing. So I'm like, all right, call us whatever you want.
So you embraced it. Yeah.
I embraced it. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though, it is
I think
great
they're
to see.
hardworking, you know. I have nothing bad to say about them.
No, and seeing you guys do your reality show too, I was like, oh, that's like, it just looked like so much fun, you know, to be on that kind of show.
It was really fun.
Were you the first, like, probably Latin family of reality TV then?
For sure. Yes.
Wow.
We were definitely the first Latin family. And I'm very proud of that because we kind of opened that door for many people. And that's like, you know, very proud. Thank you, Mother.
Yeah.
Because she was the one that pushed me. She's like, do this show. It was Jenni Rivera presents Chiquis and Roxy.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh my gosh, because I was so used to being behind behind the scenes. And I'm grateful because it really I was very shy at first. I mean, on the interviews on the red carpets or in the interviews on the red carpets, I was very shy. Roxy was, you know, a radio host, so it was easier for her and she had to teach me the ropes. So I'm really grateful for her.
What was it that helped you come out?
I think it took a little bit of time, and then I think more than anything, what made me feel comfortable with being in front of the cameras was that I was going to be able to help people. I think when I get myself out of it, I'm like, I'm helping others. It just made me feel better, you know? And I'm like, okay, cool. I want to show people that, you know, who my mom is and who she is because they already knew who she was as a singer. But I was like, now they're going to be able to see her as a boss and see what she's like as a mother. And that made me really excited.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that's what made me just kind of come out of my shell.
To see like a different aspect of her and stuff. And it's cool. Now you can like look back at that and it's really neat. And I love this new one. How long did it take you? So it's a docuseries.
It's a docuseries. Yes. We started filming last year, like September. And then we probably stopped like a month ago. I mean, the cameras will be there here and there just capturing certain things just in case there is another season or part 2, should I say?
Yeah.
But it was like 9 months, 9 solid months, and a lot happened that I was not expecting. I really, really, really thought that this year was going to be chill.
And it was the opposite of chill. If anyone follows you on Instagram,
I swear to you, I thought, okay, cool. Everything is kind of like settling in. The dust is settling. Like everything's going to be okay. That was a lot happened. A lot has happened. The first 6 months of this year were very tough. So
a lot of like highs and lows.
A lot of highs and lows.
And you're pretty open on Instagram, which is like when you do share like personal stuff that happens in your life, like tragedies and stuff, when you share it on Instagram, what are you thinking? Are you thinking like this can help people, or is it still really hard for you to like open up and?
I think about it a little bit more now. I don't, which is why I decided to do this show, is because for the last 3 years, I've kept a lot of things to myself. And I share only what I feel is necessary. But for a long time, I was sharing everything on social media. So I thought, okay, even with my relationship, and I kind of learned from that, like from my past. So I thought this was the perfect time and the perfect way to show and tell my truth still while helping, because that does make me feel better. I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about this, like when I talked about the miscarriage, because I'm like, first of all, I have to be honest, because it happened right before a show and I had to cancel the show. So I was like, I have to say it. Mind you, if it would have happened, I think, during the week and no one found out, maybe I wouldn't have talked about it. But I feel like everything happened the way it was supposed to happen, and I helped a lot of people and I got a lot of love and support, and that felt good. But I do try not to post as much on socials. I think more than anything, to be present. To be a little bit more present, you know. So ever since I've been with Emilio, but I think now with Chiquis Sin Filtro, now people are able to. It's a different way of showing them my truth, and you know, it was cool.
Yeah, and it's like a way to like compile it all, because if you shot for 9 months, how many episodes is it? Like 10 episodes?
10 episodes.
So how do you fit 9 months into 10 1-hour episodes?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like how
45 minutes about.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So that alone could be part 2, because
Exactly.
you have so much
There's
footage.
so much footage. I think we're thinking about doing bonus episodes because there's so much to show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened to this? And what happened to that? And they're like, oh, it just doesn't fit in. I'm like, okay, cool.
Have you
So we'll
seen
see.
all the episodes? Because only 1 or 2 have been out, right?
Yeah, today
is
the
second.
third, yeah.
Okay. On VIX.
On VIX,
Yeah.
guys, on VIX, Chiquis Sin Filtro. But I did, because I'm an executive producer on it, so I had to approve them. Yeah, this is my first project being an executive producer, like really with my own like production company. And it's been kind of fun. Yeah,
Oh my
Busy Bee
gosh.
Productions, guys.
Whoa, this is the first production
Yes.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's just showing you.
Oh my god, absolutely. I
Something.
don't know if I have that much interesting stuff going on as you do. You are all over.
know, we
I
should
sit
do
in my house,
something.
but I'll come on yours. I would
Yeah.
love. I feel like that's okay. So that's amazing. So you really are like girl boss. Like that's
I
the
really
final.
that's I think like the next phase of my life, like the next part of it is really just producing. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I like it. And I feel like I'd be very mindful of
very demure.
very demure about like not making people look bad, because I feel like a lot of people have done that to me, where they edit the wrong way, and then I'm like, that's not, why would you do that? You're so mean. In interviews, you know what I mean, when I've done like in on the big networks, because they want to do anything that makes them, you know, to get ratings, clickbait, you know, which I get it. But with this, I'm like, I really want to like show the truth of people's lives, and I want to do movies. There's so many things I want to do.
Oh my
with the production
gosh! Like
company.
produce
Yeah.
movies or star or both?
Both.
Because you said you thought maybe acting when like you first started.
I really want to try it. I really want to do like some type of like a villain role.
That would be
And,
everything.
right? I want to be a villain. I don't know why.
Because you're so bubbly and like fun. It's like so the opposite of
It'd
what
be
people
a
would
challenge,
expect.
and I think I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
What kind of movies do you like love now? Like what's like your dream movie to be in? Either like something that's already been out, even where you're like, I could play that role.
Ooh, that's a good question. Something like The Hunger Games.
Really?
I love The Hunger Games.
Wait, what? Me too. First of all, I
love
think it's so
it.
iconic.
Yeah.
Which character?
Katniss?
Or
Yes, Katniss.
Oh my!
Yes.
I can so see.
Right?
Yeah. So you should be that. You should also be like a
right?
badass. Like someone
yeah,
just.
I want to do like a bad superhero as well.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I just yeah.
You're built like a superhero too. Like you look
Thanks.
like Mrs. Incredible or something. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be a superhero for Halloween. I'm so
You are.
excited.
Can you say what? Who?
I don't want to say yet.
okay.
Not yet, but you'll see.
Your costumes.
And I need your help.
Okay, I will always like all your costumes. Like your Miss Piggy one. I was just like, who did that? Because like no one can do the prosthetic nose or anything like that. And like, tell me,
You know Gilly, right? Yes.
Gilly, I just
Yeah.
met a couple weeks ago.
Gilly's amazing.
Did
He's
you
such
use
a
him when he was
sweetheart.
out this past time? Because he moved.
He moved to
Yeah.
Tampa. I haven't used him.
Yeah,
But
he was that short. He was a very short.
Yeah,
today.
my baby. But yeah, he did the whole Miss Piggy thing. And I did it because people were like, oh, Miss Piggy. I'm like, yeah, but she's a freaking bad.
So I think you know what? That's why I love you.
her.
I love you because people always call me Miss Piggy as an insult, but I'm like, but she's so glam.
She's so glam and she's so fabulous. I'm like, have you guys seen her quotes? Hello.
I can't believe it. People
They
use
call
it
me
as like,
Miss Piggy?
oh my God, all the time. I think 'cause I used to wear my hair like blonde curly with like the big eyelash.
That's what they told me.
I guess fat or whatever. You know, that's
You're
so
freaking
fun.
sexy.
I think so too. And I feel like people really just like cheese that as an insult. I'm like, well, at least
Yeah.
it's better than being like a fat hog. I'd rather be Miss Piggy, you know?
Yeah, I was like, I love it.
That's
sure
great.
did.
I love, no, all your costumes are amazing. You do go full out. Halloween is
you.
such a fun year.
I love Halloween.
Yes.
Me too.
Ooh, superhero's going to be great. Are you going to do a couple's costume then?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what it is.
It's gonna be cute.
Do you go out? Do you like go out and like party, or do you have your own party? Do you
I
take pictures?
yeah, I know. I like, you know what? Before when I was younger, I like going like clubs and stuff like that. Like for my wedding, that was fun. I had a freaking blast. I love hip hop. I like getting a little ratchet. I love it. But now I like going to restaurants, eating well, and just having a nice drink. Like I'm just chilling, you know. And I'd much rather be at home getting drunk.
on
you
your
know,
own couch,
on
just
my
like
own
just
couch.
chilling. Your house looks bouge. I saw some clip of you like dancing, and there was like a fire, like a TV fireplace thing behind you, and I'm like, oh, it's so cool. I was like,
yeah,
your
that
house
was
looks
a-
everything.
You need to come.
I would.
Yes.
I know. Tony always tells me. I ask so many questions about you. I'm like, what's her house like? What is this? She's
Aw,
like, he's like, she's really humble, and she's really this, because I'm always like, she just looks like such a bougie person, in the best way possible, like just fancy everything.
I just, I'm a little bit. I could be a little bougie, just a little bit.
But also thrifter, you know what I
Thrifter,
mean?
hell yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the balance is there. I'm like that too. I like to buy like a Gucci bag, but wear like a Fashion Nova top, you know?
Same. Absolutely. I'm like, you know what? I'll have a very expensive bag, but everything is probably like that I'm wearing is probably like $60.
Yeah. That's the best part. I love that in your show too, when your mom was saying, well, you could just go to like downtown LA, like Santee Alley, and get the bags. And I'm like, it's kind of true though, because they kind of look the same. I mean, I guess the knockoffs are probably not good, but get stuff that's like inspired or whatever.
Exactly. I don't mind.
So
No, I don't.
producing movies would be so cool. Did you even know how to get started? I guess you can just figure it out because that's what you've always done.
I've always just figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean, thank goodness I have good partners in everything that I do. And it's someone, I have no issue with asking questions, with learning. I'm like, okay, I don't know this. I'll look it up. I'll learn. I'll get, those, what do they call something for dummies? Like,
oh yeah.
I'll buy it.
Producing movies for dummies.
Exactly. Producing movie. I'll buy it. Don't even worry.
I mean, even to start a production company, like where does that even come from? The inspiration, the motivation, how do you do it? Like,
So I have a partner who already has his production company. It's called JK Media. So this first project is in association with them.
Okay.
So he's the one showing me the ropes. So I've been working with him for a while. And so, it's just basically having good cameramen and just really opening up a production company and just getting started that way and pitching to these big networks. So I can go in a room and just pitch all these ideas.
and you don't get nervous doing that?
I love it.
You're like so confident. You're like, this is what
Like,
you need.
You need this in your life. Trust me.
That's what I gotta learn. I always try to because I never want to be like, I don't know, coming across anyway. So I'm always like, oh, I'm not that great. I'm not that great. My husband's always like, don't say that. Say like, you're great. You're awesome.
Yes.
But I wish I need that confidence going into a room because I'm like, why would they want to show about me? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and
no, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you just have to I think when you're passionate and you're so sure of your intentions behind anything, it just comes out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
and I think have a lot of people hurt you in life? Like,
oh,
people around.
yeah, of course.
And
So
I think
you
that's
just-
and I get that because I feel it's happened to me and it kind of messes with your psyche a little bit. So I get that.
The men, all that stuff like that just kind of, then you look, when you go in like a room full of men, you're just like, that's why I like to work with women because I'm just so intimidated by men for some reason. I don't know. It's like so weird because I'm like, oh, they're the ones that always like treat me like I'm like, oh, they probably hate me. They're probably gonna do this, take advantage, all that stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but going
Like,
into right, I know. I'm hoping I feel a little more confident here and there, but I still like going in front of people, like having to pitch a show or something. It sounds like my biggest
I
nightmare.
got you. I got you. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna become really, really good friends, Trish.
I hope so.
Yes.
Because, and we're also very close. We're also like Valley girls, so we're like pretty
I
close,
love
which is
this
nice.
neighborhood, by the way.
This is the best. I
It's
love it.
so nice.
Yeah, it's just like you can go park at a Target. It looks like a Disneyland when you go to Target. There's like flower arches. Like it's
Oh my
so
gosh,
nice.
it's so pretty. Like as soon as it doesn't feel intimidating either, but it's so peaceful, and I just loved it. It's so nice.
So calm. Yeah, we moved from Studio City out here, and it's like just so much better. Just like the quality of life, just everything's just more.
The air's probably cleaner.
Air's cleaner. The housing's so much more affordable.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but back in Calabasas, everything is like half the size of this for the same price. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna look into this.
This is great. Yeah. Your area is great though too.
I love it. I do love it there, Chatsworth.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about it that feels very magical here.
Yeah, come out this way.
Yeah.
I always tell people. I'm always like, even
can hang
Tony.
out.
I was like, come this way. Like I always just tell
Yeah.
everybody. He's closer now. So
Yeah, he
that's
is.
good.
Thank goodness. He knew it. He's like, I have to go over there with you, girls.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm actually happy with he's very content. He's like, I'm happy with the clients I have now. I don't need any new clients. I'm like, I kind of love that.
Oh, my baby.
Yeah.
I love him. Tony Winterhouse, we love you.
How long have you worked with him for?
Good question. I think 6-7 years.
Wow.
You?
Maybe he was at my wedding, so maybe 3 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. The wedding was like he was great. He was great there. He came through in a pinch because I only worked with him a couple times, and he was wonderful. And he went to
great.
your wedding, and he was like, it was just the wedding of the century yours, and I was like, that's
Aw,
kind
I
of
love
cool, like
him.
a little Vegas wedding.
Yeah.
So what else? What's next for like? What else would you want to do in life? Because you're a reality star, singer, influencer.
I think now, of course, my management's not going to want to hear this, but I think I want to take it a little slower next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I still want to do music. I want to probably chill a little bit on the touring just because I want to really like play with the idea, and not even play because it's a very serious subject, but like becoming a mother. Like I had to put it kind of to the side for so long where I'm like, I don't know, I raised my siblings. I'm not sure if it's for me. It'd be kind of like starting all over. Because Johnny, who's 23, my younger brother, he just moved out not so long ago. And I raised him. So, yeah, he literally just, and you guys will see that on Chiquis Sin Filtro. And that was very emotional. It was very hard for me. So I think like I'd be starting all over. And I mean, I'm in my late 30s, you know? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And I think with that, it's like I want to be a very present mother, but then I don't want to lose myself. And I wanted to ask you that. We should probably come on my podcast so we can talk about that.
I would love.
Yeah,
Your podcast
okay.
is such a vibe. I would absolutely love to.
I would love to. So we can talk a little bit about that and you can just kind of help. Like, because I see you and you're still so fabulous and you have a very supportive husband. And I think that's important. And it's like, okay, I feel like what Trish does is she has 2 beautiful girls. I could do it.
Oh, for sure. And
like,
you have even more ambition and motivation than I do, so you would be able to do it all and like still have them look like glamorous and everything like that.
I want to, you know.
It would be it would be everything. You'd be such a good mom. I think it is. And by the way, we're only a couple years like apart from each other, and I really do think like late 30s, even 40s is kind of the new age to have kids,
Right?
You know, like everyone's
Yeah.
like waiting later in life, and I'm like so glad I did because there's like no FOMO of anything, you know.
That's what I was
You
going to ask you.
it's like the time to slow down. They kind of force you to slow down, and
Yeah.
it's like
just
the
kind
best.
of, yeah. So I think I'm more ready for that part of my life than I was even a year ago. And I think that's what I want to do the rest of the year is just kind of like bang it out. And not, I mean, like,
literally.
yeah, like in every way, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, cool. And I just kind of figure that out and still do my businesses.
Yeah, you
I'm
could.
still doing my music. It's just take it, just really, I really feel like I just want to be more present.
Yeah.
More, you know, that's what it is.
And that's like the secret to life too, is like being present. Otherwise you miss it all. You know, like you said, you like looking up from your phone once in a while. I was like, wow, life is kind of amazing. It's like right in front of me, you know,
Yes.
especially now that you're married and like newlyweds. And like, yeah, I think that's the way to go. Would you want your kids to be in entertainment? Would you have Chiquis and family?
Chiquis and family,
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. Emilio's very like reserved. He's a very reserved type of guy. He rarely posts on Instagram and stuff like that, which I like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think for sure there are a lot of people like my boss bees that are waiting for me to have a baby. So I can't necessarily hide my baby from them. I feel like it wouldn't be fair. But maybe, hey, if I'm the executive producer, maybe I'll do it.
And if they come to you and one day, like you said to your mom, like, I want to be a singer, would you be like, I don't know?
I would support them because my mom said, I don't know if I want that for you because it's very demanding and it's a lot of early mornings, late nights. Men can be very mean, but I'm going to support you. So I think I would be honest with my children and say, especially if it's a daughter, be like, hey, this is how it's going to be, but I really want to be present. I want to be a part of it. I want to help guide you, unless she doesn't want me to, but I would support her for sure. That whatever it is that my kids want to do, I'll support them.
Oh, that's like the best. I know. I'm like, oh, I wonder if she like even wants to be a performer like my daughter. I think, oh, I want to push her. I would love to have her like be a performer. Like maybe if she doesn't want that. I don't know. Let me like slow it down a little bit because you just never know. And that's like the next stage of life, and which is like super exciting.
Yeah, I do want them to be kids for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you know, enjoy that, and then later we'll see. I don't know.
Looking back in your life, because you have done so much, I mean, you still like have obviously so much, but what is your highlight like of your life where you're like, oh, this is like my favorite part, I wish I could relive it?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've had a lot of those moments, I feel like, where I feel like, whoa, I think maybe winning my first Latin Grammy was a very beautiful like moment. Although even if it was through Zoom and, you know, we were in the middle of the pandemic, it was a very good, satisfying feeling. I felt fulfilled. I felt validated. Like, hey, I have something going here. And that just also gave me that confidence to say, okay, I'm going to keep doing this, even though a lot of people don't want me to. this is confirmation that I'm meant to do this. So I think that moment just kind of marked my heart and my mind so much that I would love to relive that and change my my makeup a little bit.
Wait, what was it? Did you do it yourself?
This, no.
Okay.
My makeup artist, no offense.
Yeah.
I still love you, girl.
Yeah.
But it was just, now I see, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't really like the eyes. Like, it was just too heavy. It was too much. And I always see it. I'm like, oh my, and then I was crying. So my eyes looked so tiny. It was crazy.
Oh my God. That's kind of, was that your first or your second one?
My first one.
Okay. So this was when you were at the red carpet at home.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, everything was different back then, guys.
Right.
2020.
Getty Images in your house, just taking it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then when you went so that's your first one. And you've done through so many award shows. When I was going through all of them, a lot of them were like, you've just done so many. Do you still get like excited for those, or are you just like?
I get very excited. Yeah. I love to play dress up. I love it. I love it so much. I can look back now and to like certain red carpet looks and be like, what the hell was I thinking?
Wait, really? I feel like all your slate. I can't think of one bad one.
Yeah, no. When there's one specific one that I look like Elsa.
What's your dress?
Like a chubby Elsa, but whatever.
No, stop it.
It was like a blue, and it was very shiny. It wasn't a good fabric to use on a red carpet because it would just like kind of it was too shiny, so it made me look whiter than I really was too. But then I was a lot bigger, whatever.
Yeah,
I still felt very sexy. But then I look back now, I'm like, I did kind of look like Elsa.
Which one did you wear it to?
Oh damn it, what was it? Premios Juventud.
Okay.
Yes, Premios Juventud. I want to say it was. Let me. No, not that one.
I need to see
it. It was Premios Juventud. It was like a green shiny
put it up
silk.
on the screen too.
Yeah, and I said I'm never gonna wear silk again.
Well,
it was a spandex like silk or whatever, but whatever. It was whatever. I'll still do it. I don't care. But I'll look back now. I'm like, damn, I could have. It's okay. You grow and you mature and you learn. Yeah. So now I know what I want and I don't like.
And what is the process like that? Like, is there a designer making these dresses for you? Do you they reach out to you? Do you reach out to them?
Yeah. So my stylist usually, I send him inspo pictures. Okay. I love Pinterest. I have a bunch of boards.
Let's see.
And
oh, is this it?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, it is Elsa.
Do I look like Elsa?
But it's a sleigh, Elsa. And then also your kind of like side little pony thing. That's actually really cute.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
you look slay.
I just
You're so hard on yourself.
You know what? It's just, I think, yeah. Well.
Oh my God, you look so good.
Oh, thank you.
When was this?
That was in like 16?
You look so cute.
2014,
oh my
guys.
God.
How many years ago is that? That's like what? 10 years ago? Yeah, right? We're in 2024. Anyway, I can't count, guys. But
I love a red carpet moment. Is it still like so, like, do you feel, because it's so weird to see you now, right, in person, like you're like a real person, but you're like also like the superstar that walks like red carpets. Is it like surreal for you, or are you just like, it's just like an everyday thing?
It's still surreal. I still feel like I'll stand there. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, that's freaking, I don't know, Nicki Jam, for instance. Or now like I'll say hi and they're cool, but still kind of like, or Mark Anthony's on the red carpet or J-Lo. It's still kind of like, oh wow, I'm here. Hell yeah, I'm here. It's that feeling.
Do you get starstruck when you see people? Or not really? Like,
I don't really. I think the last time I got starstruck really, really was probably with like OPRAH when I saw her in person.
Where did you see her?
A lot of people don't know this story actually. It was, I think, in 2016, May 6th, 2016. She invited me to her house to have lunch. She wanted to talk to me about something.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What? Can you say what you talked about or no?
Weight Watchers. I think it was. She was going to have a partnership with Weight Watchers. I've never talked about this.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so crazy. And I think she was wanting to get to know me. She says that a lot of her employees knew who I was and she knew of my mother. And she's like, she was phenomenal. And I've been looking at you and I just kind of want to have a conversation. So she got me a car and drove me out to her home and had a very nice lunch for me. And we talked about it, and for whatever reason, I just wasn't a good fit, and that's fine because I think she owns part of Weight Watchers, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me, but that's what it was. And I think that I grew up watching OPRAH, and I'm like, my mom would always say, I want to be the next OPRAH, the Latina OPRAH. So when I met her, I was like, oh my God, my mom's putting all this together right now.
Oh my God,
yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty fucking crazy.
Oh my! So was it just you and OPRAH at lunch?
Just her and I.
Oh my God.
Her and I, and she was chilling. She had just worked out. She put on a little maxi dress. She had on her, I think, her man's slippers. She was super chill, super humble, very nice. The lunch was like very, very delicious. Very nice.
Were you taking any pictures of it or anything?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you played
I didn't take any pictures. I was like, you know what? She'd be like, girl, get out.
You played it cool. Well, it was when your mom was alive, so she was able.
She was not.
Oh no!
So I just felt like it was just one of those moments of like, okay, things are gonna be okay, sort of thing. But yeah.
Oh man! So was it her dream for her to be like an Oprah, or was it for like you?
It was her dream. She wanted
to
to
do a
have
talk
her own
show?
talk show. And she did, and it just didn't work out for her because it wasn't like the right fit, like the production company.
But she did have one?
She did have one. I think it was just called Jenni, something like that. Mhm.
Oh my God!
Right before she passed, like in 2011, I think it was.
Oh, so she got to do it.
So she got to do it, and she was just like, "Let me be myself." I think that's her. It was her frustration, but she tried it. But I think that was going to be the next part of her life and her career.
Oh,
was
yeah.
tapping into that.
Oh, that would have been.
She would have been killing it on podcasts like us, and she would have been killing it, man.
Do you think
for
so?
Oh, for sure.
Oh my gosh, do you think she would have been a podcaster?
Yes, and I think she. I think she would have been a podcaster, and she definitely because she had her own radio show.
Oh, yeah.
Now I just think with like the culture that we live in,
Yeah.
We always say, I was like, Mom, like my siblings and I were like, Mom would have been canceled a long time ago, but she would because of the things that she says. But then people love her so much, she'd come back. But she's so real. That's who she always was, and I think that it would have worked out.
Yeah, there's certain like ladies who can just get away with saying stuff like Wendy Williams and stuff.
Yes.
That you can't cancel them because you're like, but they're real.
But they're real.
Yeah.
To say the truth.
Oh my God, no, that totally would have been it. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's, oh wow, to me with Oprah. And so did you ever do Weight Watchers? Did you ever?
I did. I did try it and I liked it because you get to eat a little bit of everything and it's points that you're counting. And that's realistic to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've done a lot of like fad diets and like the word diet is just kind of like, it really affects me. So it's more of like a lifestyle. But Weight Watchers, the reason I can go to Taco Bell and I could have a taco.
Yeah.
And it was a certain amount of points. And it was all like a point system. It's numbers, which is what made sense to me. So I tried it. And it's okay. It's calories at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I love that there's like a little book. I'm like, okay, I'm here at McDonald's. What can I have?
Yeah.
And it keeps you, I don't know. I like it actually. I should probably go back on that.
No, the calories is where it is. Like we were talking about the grilled cheese burrito from Taco Bell.
Yes.
And it's like, that's the most, like the highest caloric thing on the menu. But it's like 700 calories where I'm like, you know what, honestly, that's only like half of your day's intake. So if you have that for lunch and like a sensible dinner, I'm like, you still can eat it and like lose weight, you know?
And be like, yeah, and I need to try it.
It's so good. But they also have tacos. I think the one Tony gets is 140 calories because we always look up the calories. And I'm like, 104 calories for like a taco.
Those tacos are so good.
Yeah. So it actually is, you look at certain things and you're like, okay, it's like, not so bad.
Yeah.
So spokesperson, that would make sense, like Weight Watchers, but what else would you want to be for a brand that's currently out there? Because you have your own brand, which is smarter anyways. You get all the money, but.
Yeah. But sometimes, honestly, it is kind of fun to just be the face and not have to worry about everything. But I like, again, creating, so it's not too bad. So anyways.
Yeah.
What else? I really want Colgate.
Oh.
I've never said that.
Wait, really?
I do. I've
Well,
had
your
it on my
teeth are
vision board.
beautiful.
Thank you. I've had it on my vision board for a long time. I was like, oh, Colgate, yes. You know?
Like it's in the red box, right? The red box.
Or Sensodyne. I that's what I use all the time. But Colgate's like the first because it's always like bing, you know?
You
But
have the smile. Wait, so do you have a vision board, like a physical one?
I have a physical vision board.
And you put like a Colgate box up there, or what?
I do it, and I put like I find an ad, or for instance, for a long time I wanted to be on Latina magazine, and it was Chiquis on the cover, and I love Chiquis and I admire her, so I just printed that out, and then I put my face over hers, and I was like, I'm gonna get it, and I got it.
No.
Yes.
How long did it take for it to come?
To fruition.
Yeah.
Fruition. I think it was like I want to say like 4 years. 4 years. And my mom was alive when that happened.
Wow.
It was in 2011. Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I do believe it works so much, right? They say sometimes it takes, a day, sometimes it takes 4 years.
Yes.
But I do think
it
it
works.
happens if you believe it.
If you believe it, it's happened. I my first home that I bought, it was I'm like I want a home, and I remember cutting it out of the magazine, and it was yellow, and I just like I didn't want a yellow house, but I just put it on the vision board. I was like, I want my own house. I want to own it. It happened 2 years later, and it was a freaking yellow house.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't want it yellow. I painted it white after 2 years, but
and
it was expensive.
No, there's no yellow houses. So the fact that you've found a yellow house.
Yes, and it was in Sylmar, and it was my first house, and I was like, oh my God, the power of the law of attraction and manifesting. I really believe in it. I do. And it's worked out for me so well. So and I don't have Colgate right now. I took it off because it was like,
Watch it happen.
I know, God willing.
Oh my God. No, but I really feel that because I think even just speaking it, not even because of this being on the podcast, but just speaking it out there, I feel like something's like so weird. We talk about something on the podcast, and the next day it's like I get a phone call. I'm like, this is so weird. We just talked. Like it happens so much. So I think Colgate definitely.
That would be great, huh?
Yeah. Because you're like the perfect spokesperson because like, again, anything you talk about, like I did like the cheesecake. I was just like, I need that cheesecake. Because
I'm so glad.
The way you sell it is just so good.
Because I'm so passionate. It's like, I swear to you, if I don't love it, I won't sell it to you. Like if I've never tried it, I'm not, it's just, I can't. That's just not who I am. I can't. There's no way.
The authenticity of it all.
Yes.
But it is true. Law of attraction both ways, because if you like think negative things and the negative things come.
Absolutely.
So thinking positive. Is there anything like wild that you manifest? Like something crazy that you think like how did this even happen for me? Like, there was no way of it happening, and it did.
Wow. Let's see. Well, the Latina magazine. Oh,
Yeah, that's huge.
my book.
The
So I
fir-
have 2 books, right? So I have always been into writing since I can remember. So my mom was still alive, and I was nowhere near where I am now, of course. And I didn't even know that I was going to be in this type of field, in the entertainment world. I was still trying to figure it out, but I made my first vision board, I want to say like in 2006, and I put a book. I put a book there, and I knew it was going to be inspirational, and it was something to do with Boss Babe or Boss something. I don't remember, but I had my book. Never did I think that I was going to write my first book in 2014. That was in 2006, and it was stood there forever. And I was like, how am I even going to write a book? Like, I'm not really known. But I was like, I want a book. I want a book. I want to be an author. And it happened in 2014, and it was completely different. It was still an inspirational book, a self-help book. It was about forgiveness. And then, it's crazy. For me, I still think about that. And I actually found I had started writing a book like in 2008, I want to say. I didn't know how it was going to like happen, but it was called Boss Bitch.
Oh my God.
And I found the thing the other day in my computer of like what I was writing. It's so crazy.
Wait, did you ever put that out?
No, I never put it out. I still have it. I still have the script there. The freaking thingamajig. What do you call it? I forgot. The manuscript.
Yeah.
I still have it there.
Oh my God, put it
crazy.
out.
I know.
Your book is a New York Times bestseller, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So call that publisher.
Yeah, you're right.
Forgiveness, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and it was the New York Times bestseller. That's the one that like helped me get on that list.
Oh my gosh.
And then we have now Unstoppable, and I'm coming out with another book.
Wait, when?
I think I'm going to be able to announce it in October.
Okay.
And I think it's going to come out next year, like either February, March.
Oh my God.
I'm really excited because it's completely different from my first 2 books. And yeah, it's really cute.
And you're writing these?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
That is wild. And when did you discover that you could write? Because that's like such a difficult thing to do.
I've always liked to write like quotes. That's been my thing. Like I would get on an airplane, or I would see a situation, or I was going through a situation. I just wrote quotes, especially like on Twitter. I was like, that was the social media that I loved before Twitter. I would just tweet away. And I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of quotes, and I just like, I like writing. It makes me feel good. It just, I don't know. And I was never, I don't consider myself a book smart type of girl.
Yeah.
I've never I've been more, I think like street smart.
Yeah.
So the fact that I can write, and sometimes I surprise myself. I think I just get so inspired. I'm like,
Yeah,
start
it
writing.
just comes out.
Yeah. I'm like, it's like a form of therapy for me.
Honestly, you could probably go back to your old tweets and like publish those. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
you're right.
Were you doing like
A little
quotes,
book.
like your quotes that you just came up with?
My quotes. I have a bunch of them. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'd probably go on there and do like a book of quotes or something.
Oh, because people love quotes. They love a good quote. Because I'm always like Googling like quotes about, faith, quotes about
Yes.
fertility, like whatever it is. And I feel
Yeah.
like you could just push out all your book.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like instead of like Gandhi or Eleanor Roosevelt, it's like Chiquis.
yeah, here you go,
Like
Chiquis.
Yeah.
Jay. Yeah.
And where did Chiquis come from? Where does that name come from?
So one of my mom's brothers, I think he was 9 when I was born, and there was like this really famous show called Chiquilladas. It was a Spanish show, and he would just call me Chiqui. Like he was just like, oh, Chiqui. I don't know how it really happened, but that's the story that they tell me. And they just started calling me Chiqui since I was little.
I love that.
And to the point where my grandfather didn't even know what my real name was, like until I was like 16, 17. Yeah, he thought my real name was Chiquis. That's what he thought.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that too, actually, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, it's such a cool name. And then
And I love it. They're like, oh, is it because of chiquita, cachetona, chiquiada, like all these things? I'm like, no, it's just, I have no idea. But it works out because I do have big cheeks here and there. No.
You're like, that makes sense, Chiquis.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is it? How do you say it? Chicota? The cheeks?
Cachetes, cheeks.
Oh, cachetes.
Ajá,
That's
cachetes, yes.
so cute. I love that. I love learning like little Spanish words. Like, I know like yo soy gordita, like I know, or little chancas or something. I always try to ask like a little cute words. I would like to be yo soy flaca, but right now,
You're
gordita.
sexy. You are so sexy.
I like the word. It
love
just sounds better. Being called like a little gordita. It's like cuter than being
With
called.
the ita is so cute.
Yeah.
Chiquita, gordita, bonita. All the whole thing. Yeah.
It's the cutest thing
Yeah.
ever. I think just like calling someone that just sounds like prettier. In
Yes,
like,
it's
Spanish.
cutesy.
Very, very
Very
cutesy.
cutesy,
Very
yeah.
cute. Now, are you keeping up with the TikTok trends? Like, will you scroll through TikTok?
Not as much as I used to.
Okay.
I have a social media girl that helps me with all that stuff. I'm like, hey, send me like something
Really?
cute. Unless I come across that. Actually, the
Demure girl.
demure one, the
Jules.
demure. Yes,
Love
Jules,
her.
she's so cute. Richard, I'm talking about my Tony. Tony was
Yeah.
the one that showed.
Wait,
He's like, girl, have you seen this girl? And I'm like, oh my God, I love her.
She's kind of, he always sends me the TikToks too.
Yeah.
He'll send me things. He's really on there all the
He's
time.
on it. He's on it. But I'm not the type to like lay in bed and go through TikTok. I have like a lot of friends that do that. I just can't. I feel like sometimes it just overstimulates me.
Yeah.
So I'd rather watch a good like Forensic Files or something about murder or something.
Are you into it?
I really
Oh
am.
my God, that stuff scares me so much. I can't get into it.
Yeah, girl. Like I love it. I love it so much.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it about? Is it relaxing to you? Or are you like, this is like, what
I
is
just
it?
I could have probably been a detective.
Oh, I see.
Honestly, like I'm just like, ooh, he's guilty. Yep, and I just like start doing the whole thing.
Really?
Yes. And I don't know, it's just something that I really like.
You should maybe watch like Unsolved Mysteries, the ones that aren't solved, so you can solve it. Be like, actually, I know. Like,
And I do watch those too.
do you? Oh,
I love them.
Those will scare me the most because it's like, what do you mean they're not solved? That person's still out there? Like,
And it's pretty scary. Those do kind of freak me out a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like if you're a good detective at it, if you're just like, okay, let me look to see like where this person is.
I probably could do it.
Oh my God. True crime is really kind of taken over. Like as far as
Yeah.
like podcasts, like everyone does like those true crime ones. And
Yes,
it's like,
that's true.
that could be the other one. Because you have the Chiquis and Chill, but it's like Dear Chiquis a part of that. It's like a segment you do on it. Yeah.
So it's like we have Chiquis and Chill, which is the longer, the longer episodes. And then Dear Chiquis is just where people are asking me questions. So about anything. And I just give them advice. So I literally listen to the question right then and there. And I just give them like a big sister or a friend. I'm giving them, hey, this is what I would do. Try this.
Yeah.
They ask me some crazy things.
Really? What,
Yeah.
Do you answer the crazy ones?
I do.
What's
I
the
do.
craziest?
Like, I really like my boyfriend, but he has a very small penis. Like, what do I do? Like, I'm not satisfied. And I'm like, well, girl, if you really like him, tell him to do it other places or do this or do that. I swear, I really do get in there. And I'm like, girl, if you really like him, you guys can work around a small.
That's good advice.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not gonna leave him. Like, I don't know. I don't even remember what I told the girl, but I did tell her. I said, don't leave him. Like, tell him, hey, can we try this? I'm like, is he aware? Maybe he's not aware he has a small one. I don't know.
Yeah, well, don't make him aware of it. Then he'll have a complex about it. You gotta just act like it's the
Exactly.
biggest one you've seen,
Yeah,
honestly. Be like, this is,
exactly.
oh my God, that hurts, Even if it doesn't. You just gotta put it out
Exactly.
there.
Like, whoa.
Yeah. And like you said, other places, that's good advice, actually. That's really good
Yeah,
advice. I feel like, you have so much experience because, you have all your siblings that were like children, like all this stuff. And then I feel like you have good advice. You come from so much background.
I feel like this is not my first time here. Like, I believe in reincarnation. I believe that I've been here. I feel like I'm a very old soul. That's why I feel like it just comes to me. I don't know. I feel very comfortable. And I always want the best for people. And I guess because I am an older sister too. Like, I'm always watching out for people and I want to guide them in the right way and to prevent them from making the same mistakes I've made. So it comes naturally and I love it.
Yeah, I feel like you're the oldest of,
I'm the eldest of 5.
Oh, wow. So, And how old was your mom when she had you? Was she in her 20s?
She was 15.
Oh, wow. So you guys were close. That makes sense because when I
Yes.
watch them, like you guys look so close, like as
Big
like
time.
friends, like more than
15, 2 weeks before her 16th birthday.
Oh, wow.
So she was done, I think, having kids, all 5 of us, by the time she was like 32, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she like wanted to be a young mom, or was it a surprise?
I think it was a surprise.
Yeah.
I think that's why her and I we were so close. So we were like sisters. We we had such a beautiful relationship, but we clashed a lot because she would always say, you didn't come with the manual. Like, what do I do? Like she was a child having a child. So I think for her, it was like, she was 15 and she didn't know what an abortion was. So it was kind of like, okay, this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
So she did it, and then I guess she was a great mom. So
Yeah.
she was good at it.
I mean, 15, at 36, it's like hard for me to be. I was telling you a little bit, I was like, I don't know how they do it. But meanwhile, a teenager, like, it's wild. Like, be able to have a baby and then also feel like you have your life. And
she had to finish high school and then she had to find a job. And it was quite a bit. Like, now I look back and I'm like, that's so admirable, Like, it's tough. If it's tough now, imagine then,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Just such a different life. I always wondered before Google, I was like, how do they know what to do? Like,
Exactly.
like when to feed your baby? When did they start food? Like, how did they know?
I Google everything. I'm a Google queen girl.
Because it's like, how do you know the answers
Yeah.
without knowing? I guess there was a Dear Chiquis they could
Yeah.
ask.
Exactly. No, I'm kidding.
What other crazy questions have you gotten?
What else? So there was this girl that said it was an anonymous listener. And I couldn't say anonymous for so long, by the way. Anyways,
word?
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, anonymous. She was married. Or she's a married woman. And she had an affair with someone that she worked with. And she's like, I cut it off, but now he's coming around and I'm very tempted. Do you think I should do it again?
Oh no.
I was like, girl, No. And he's married too. The other guy's married.
Yeah.
So I was like, absolutely not. Like, you need to stop. Like, if you're not happy in your marriage, like, don't cheat. Like, I am not. Anyways, I cheated a long time ago. I'm not proud of it. I learned from it. Yeah, I did cheat. And I'm not proud of it. But I had to go through that to learn that now I'm just like, no, you have to respect people and treat people the way you want to be treated. And that I feel comes around. So you just have to like take care of that. And I was like, no, don't do that. But I still am like, let me know if you do. I want to know. I want to know. I was like, let me know if you take my advice or not. She's like, I'm so tempted. The sex was so good. I was like, girl, hopefully your husband doesn't like recognize your voice or know that you're sending me this. It's like,
oh, do you play it? You play them too?
I play them.
Because I see the like clips, because there was a Dear Chiquis one where like he, you know, people say like he cheated, but he loves me. And he's like, he didn't love you enough. You know, like I see those kind of, and I see those clips. But I didn't know you like play you're like, here's the voices.
Here's the voices.
Use a voice.
You have, I mean, I have to, because I'm like right then and there. So yes, there's a part where you could hear what they're saying and then my response. Yeah.
You're talking about past lives just now. Do you have a feeling of who you were in a past life? Or just that you've been here before?
I feel like I was Asian in a past life.
Really?
I love Asian food. I feel that I'm very, very connected to the Asian culture. Like I love a lot of things about Buddhism. So I don't know. I feel like I was an Asian woman before. It's so weird. Wow. I feel very, very connected to the Asian culture. I love everything Asia.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Have you performed over there? Have you gone over
Never.
there?
I mean, I've gone to China. I went to China, to Guangzhou. I think it is in north of China or south of China. I think south. Anywho, I went there and I've gone to the Philippines.
Okay.
Which is Asia-ish, but it's still Asia. Yeah, but I love it. I love it out
Did you
there.
travel for fun?
Yes. Actually for China. Well, it was fun. But I went to China by myself for 3 weeks. Because my mom wanted a perfume and she gave me a $60,000 budget. And I was like, I went and I tried to look for it here. And there was no way I was going to create a good quality perfume with that budget. And she was like, I don't know how you're going to do it, but you need to figure it out. So I was like, I need to go overseas. And I did by myself at 23. And I did that, and I just loved it. To China.
Did you speak Chinese?
Girl, no.
Oh my! How did you even talk to the the manufacturers over there?
I was just like, because even the girl, my guide, I found a guide out there, and she was barely learning English.
Yeah.
Very nice lady. Took me to all the cool karaoke bars because they love karaoke.
Ooh, yeah.
And I ate crazy ass. That was so delicious. Like, oh my God. Like the food out there is so different from the Chinese food that we have here. It doesn't exist. Oh, orange chicken. They're like, what's that?
No, wait, really?
Yes, beef and broccoli, girl, none of it.
Kind of love an orange
so
chicken,
different.
though.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean you don't have all these favorites? Like, oh no, we don't eat that here. I don't know what I ate, but it was delicious. So I would just say, oh, I want this, and I don't even know. I would draw things on a piece of paper. I would write things down. She would look it up. It was kind of hard, but it was a very nice experience. Yeah,
3 weeks over there. Oh my gosh! And did you get the perfume then?
I did. I came back with like a finished product. And I was like, Mom, here it is. And in the box had a little perfume, which is our best-selling scent till this day, and a lip gloss and a hand lotion.
Oh my God! Wait, do you still sell? Is it still for sale? Or no?
Yes, my mom's perfume. Yes, now they changed the packaging. Now it's made in the U.S. Because I was able to make some money.
Yeah, you're like, we'll move it over here.
Now we make it in the U.S. But then like that's where they created the scent for me and everything. I stayed through the whole process. The bottle was very like, a generic bottle because I was like, okay, it's going to be too expensive to make something custom. I was like, let's just make this. Like the whole thing, I stayed until I came back. Here, Mom, like this is,
That's insane at 23 years old. I mean, did
I don't even know how I did that, dude. I think about it, I'm like, what?
I can't even imagine doing that now, going to China to like, oh, let's make a product over here. Like,
to be honest, I wouldn't go by myself now. Like, I think about like, how in the hell? And her and I were arguing, and she sent me Coach, which I was very upset about.
That's a long flight, for real.
14 hours. Yes, it was 14 hours to get there. And I was in the middle.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. And it was really, really, it was very tough.
Oh
so then on the way back, I said, Mom, I don't care. I bought myself a first class girl.
Did you?
I was like, they had little slippers. I was like, oh no, yeah. I was like, I'm coming home with the finished product. I don't care how upset she gets.
Yeah,
I sure did. 16 hours to come back. Yes.
Did she realize, like, wow, that's like amazing. You're like a genius that you're able to do this.
She would tell me. She was very good at saying, wow, I'm so proud of you. Like, that's my daughter. Like, those are the things that I miss. I'm like, I just want to hear those words. I'm proud of you. Like, that's my princess. You know what I mean? So, so it was very nice. I lived to make my mother proud, like to just gain her approval on anything that I was doing, which is why I put like my heart and soul and had to sell my purses for blow me dry for my salon because I was like, I want her to walk in here and see that I did it by myself, that she didn't help me, and that I got the money some way, somehow. And she was. So I was like, when I heard those words, I'm like, I'm so proud. I was like, oh my God. This is what I live for.
Yeah. And that's what's cool too about having it documented on your show. Like you can just replay it then when you have to hear
That
it.
is such a blessing. Now when I'm like, I would complain because it was long days of recording for the reality show, and it was tough and it was mentally and physically draining. Now I'm like, thank you. Now I have those moments to see my mom, to hear her voice. It's a gift.
Yeah, it's beautiful to like watch. Even watching back yesterday, I was just like, oh my God, it's like so cool. You have like this like time like captured forever.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I think how cool is that?
So
you know,
awesome.
and I love that you do it. And the past life thing is interesting. That's so cool. Maybe you're like called to go. Maybe you should do like. Would you ever learn another language like Japanese or Chinese?
I would love to.
Maybe you should do like music.
I honestly would love to. I've thought about like. Because I want, and not, I don't know how this is going to sound, but this is the truth. I'm not trying to be mean in any way. I love Asians. But when I go get my nails done and stuff, I want to know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like,
that's Vietnamese usually. I would love to learn that too.
And I love Vietnamese food. Oh my God, pho.
Yeah.
Girl. Actually,
I recently got into it. Yeah.
Really?
There's
love
some
pho.
close by to here that's like really
Delicious.
good. Yeah, he loves pho. So like he knows all the spots and everything like that. And yeah,
Love it.
And it is the languages are just so unique. Like I love, I don't know any languages, but I so appreciate when people speak different languages. It's so cool.
Yeah, I would like to learn. I've thought about like Portuguese as well. I think it's such like a sexy like dialect. Like I love Portuguese, but yes, either Vietnamese or Chinese. I've thought about the two. And then I went on like Rosetta Jones. Is that
Rosetta Stone? Yeah,
that one Jones.
Well, I don't know. When you said it, I was like, oh, it clicked. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Duolingo, all of them.
But no, Chinese was hard.
Did you try?
I tried a little bit, and I was like, it sounds too much. It's too much. My brain can only hold so much information right now.
I think if you like went back over to China, you could just like listen to it on the way there, and like you could probably learn it.
Probably
because I feel like
I'm a
do
sponge.
everything. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm a sponge. Like I'll just see it, and then I'm like, okay, I got it.
Or even do like one song, like because singing you can learn in a different language like easier than speaking a whole language.
Yeah, I learned a song out there
in Chinese.
Because I'm telling you, they took me. The fun thing to do out there is karaoke. They had these elaborate, fabulous freaking karaoke bars, 4 stories high. Like it was
in
insane.
China
They
too?
love.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was like a Japanese thing.
They freaking love it, and it
I
was
love a
like you
karaoke.
drink. The food is delicious, and there was just like the biggest hit out there, and I memorized it a little bit.
Wait, what? Do you remember the song?
It's a shing-a-ling-a-ling. It's called shing-a-ling-a-ling. It's a shong-yang-yang.
Oh
I know it sounds weird. I'm not even being disrespectful. I swear to you. I swear to you that was a chorus. And
That
I remember
sounds so good.
I heard it in the grocery store. I heard it at the hotel. I heard it at the karaoke bars. It was the biggest freaking song. And I swear to you, people, someone said on TikTok, because they saw me, I think, sing it on my sister's podcast. And they're like, a Chinese girl. She's like, there's no song that exists. And I have the video. I need to show that video. I don't know if it's on this phone or my other phone. But anyways, I was at the nail salon and they played the damn song.
Wait,
years later, and I was like, the shing-a-ling-a-ling song.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, I swear.
And so
it was
that's
awesome.
So the one girl just didn't know what it was. She was just like,
She
I've never
said,
heard
"There's
this.
no song that like." I'm like, I swear to you, I'm not lying.
Yeah, you're like, I heard this over and over.
Yeah, and I heard it.
Oh my gosh! No, that'd be like such a dream to like go over there. I think the new White Lotus is filming in where is it at? Thailand.
Oh, I want to go to Thailand so bad. I've never been.
They have like four seasons there. They have like so many 4 seasons, and I'm like, I want to go to Thailand now.
should go.
Oh my gosh, that would be like everything. I've never been to any Asian country, and I want to go so bad. Yeah,
we need to go. Honestly, I just love it. I love it.
Yeah, you could do like a little tour over there. I feel like they would like love. Oh my gosh,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, like a whole.
Yeah, and you come up with like a really badass freaking house song. I feel something.
Yeah, they would like live for that.
Yeah.
Do you go down to Mexico a lot besides touring? Do you go?
I do. I wish it's mainly for work.
Okay.
And when I vacation, I kind of like to vacation like in Mexico because it's so close and it's like I love the service in Mexico, the food, of course. So I try to go as much as possible. Maybe like on my own, not having to do with work, I'd probably say like 4 times out of the year.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah.
So I really enjoy it. Right now, I'm going a lot every weekend because of work.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it out there. The food. It's amazing.
I feel like I've never had like the good spots. Like I usually go down, the resorts, like Cabo or something like that, which are like good, but I feel like, to find like the authentic food down there is like really more difficult.
It's tough.
But they also have good manufacturing down there because we were looking at we're making clothing and like China is great, but it's so far.
It's far.
But Mexico has great ones too. They have like really good like deals and stuff down there.
That's kind of where I'm heading, because not just to help my Latin people, but I feel like it's just it's just better because we don't have to wait so long to get our stuff too as well.
Yeah, it's really, that's what we started looking into, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to like make a trip down there. I'd be like, maybe we should go like visit some of these like factories down there because it just seems like the place to be, the place to go.
For sure. Do you like tequila? Or what's like your, do you drink or no?
I would like, no, not really.
Not really? That's good.
No, it's not for any reason other than like, I don't love the taste. Like tequila, I really try to get into. But
and you were just kind of, it's not my thing.
You know what it was? I always tell the story. Like when I was 21, my dad took me to like a casino, Pachanga down in Temecula, and like gave me margarita after margarita. And I just like threw it all up. So I think I have like this like taste
That'll
of it.
Do it. That'll
but
do
I would totally drink it if I was like in Mexico, like with the worm or something.
Yeah.
I would do it. Do they have it in the
They do have it.
Okay, I would love
and
to drink a worm.
And it feels nice because it's like a little bit salty, and then you just take it. It goes down nicely. Like it's. I love tequila. I'm a tequila drinker. Right now I'm on a fast. I'm cleansing right now, so I'm not drinking.
Oh, you can't have alcohol on a cleanse?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm sacrificing. For me, it's like this whole thing. It's a spiritual thing, but anything that I absolutely love and enjoy, which is tequila, cannabis, and red meat.
Oh, really?
So I gave it all up. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. In the
that's
beginning
a
of
lot.
in the beginning of the year, I did 90 days of that, and coffee too.
Oh no.
Yes, coffee. That was hard. The coffee was tough.
gosh.
Right now, I'm having a hard time with the red meat because I love me a good steak.
Yeah, same.
Some asparagus.
Yeah. No, I love red meat lately too.
Oh,
Hamburger,
I love red
steak.
meat. Yeah,
Everything. Yeah.
I love it. I love red meat. A little.
And
itch.
so you're not going. So you're not doing that.
Yeah. So I'm not drinking right now.
What are you doing for fun?
I know. Working girl. I'm like, honestly, I just, right now, what helps relax me is I got in the bathtub last night. That was so nice. I got in the bathtub, really warm water, and I'm just watching like some shows. I think that's like, I went from not watching any TV to now watching certain shows that just like,
you out. Like you don't have to think.
I don't have to think. It's just, I'm focused and I'm there just, 90 Day Fiancé is like my thing right now.
That's our favorite show.
I love 90 Day Fiancé.
Are you watching a new one or one of the old seasons?
One of the old seasons.
Okay.
I think they gave me a new episode, which I'm really excited about. I watched that 2 days ago, and then now I'm the other one on the it's the religion one. It's the same type, but it's two different religions.
Oh.
I don't know the name of it, but I started watching. It's pretty interesting.
Is it still not 90 Day Fiancé? It's like a totally different.
Yeah, it's
but
on
just
Amazon Prime.
Really? Oh, how interesting. That would be, but you know what? When I went through a spiritual journey, and I feel like religions, like a lot of them are so similar. Like even like Buddhism, like everyone has like this higher being, praying, manifesting, it's all kind of the same.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy when people are like,
Except there's just like, there's this couple that like he escaped from being like his Amish culture.
oh, wow.
So that's
a whole
I
different
didn't
thing.
know. I was like, babe, you're lying. He's like, no, like, because I was like, is that real or is this just like for the show? I'm like, I didn't know about the Amish and how they don't believe in like electricity or they don't use electricity.
It's a
I didn't
totally
know,
di-
girl.
yeah.
And he came out and he was like, oh my god, like the internet and
it's a shock.
It's a shock. So
Yeah.
they're going through it right now. Anyways,
Oh,
I
who's
don't
he
know.
dating? What is he
He's
dating?
He calls her an English woman. She's just,
Okay.
she's
Just
I think
American?
Christian, and she's like, I don't really practice,
I mean, Amish is like very intense for sure. I mean, not
Very.
even just like the religion. I think the way they live is so intense,
Yeah, like they do everything. Like they don't. Yeah, you guys have to watch
I'm
it.
fascinated by it. I want to watch it.
It's kind of like nuts, and he's. Yeah, you have to watch it.
Oh my god!
I was like, "What?" Emilio was laughing at me. He's like, "You didn't know that?" I'm like, "I didn't know it was like they." He's like, "No, they live in like the 19 like I don't know how many years ago."
Yeah, like a different century.
Different
basically.
century. I'm like, "Oh, okay." I wasn't aware, guys. Sorry. Yeah.
But do you ever watch like your own shows, like Academia? Do you ever watch that? Like, because you're a judge on this like show. Are you producing that one?
No, that I'm
Okay.
just I'm just
Just a
they call it a
judge.
critic, a judge.
Okay.
And I was just invited and I don't watch myself. Just
Do you not?
because,
I would love to watch myself all
yeah.
day long.
now with Chiquis Sin Filtro, I do because I have to like edit and all that good stuff and approve everything. But usually I don't like to watch myself just because I want to just be. Then I feel like I'm my own worst critic, so I start nitpicking and
Yeah.
stuff. And I just I don't want to lose that like authenticity of just being myself. But it does help to watch yourself because you know what to correct.
Yeah.
So I'm getting better at it. But with La Academia, I don't. I just see little clips on TikTok here and there, and I'm like, okay, that sounded cool. And next, I'm like, I don't want to,
Yeah, it's so cool to see you on that too, just to see you in such different, you're always like a different person in every show you do, It's like there's Chiquis, like the performer and Chiquis the person and then Chiquis the judge. It's like, it's so cool to see.
And now they want more of like my personality on there in La Academia. For me, I went on there, I'm like, this is very serious. I have to be more serious. I have to be a serious woman. And now they're like, where's that Chiquis at? It's like, I'm like, it's so different for me. And it's live television.
Oh, it is?
So you got to think about everything that you say. And I'm usually one not to think. I'm just like, I just talk.
Oh my gosh.
So that's where it's like, now I'm getting used to it. Now we're going on the 6th Sunday. You know, there's 12 shows. So I'm getting a little better at it.
And you're filming them live. Are you flying? Is
Live.
it in Mexico they film?
Yes.
So you're flying back and forth?
Yes. So tonight I leave and then I'll come back Monday. And I've been doing that for the past 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh. Do you love it?
I do. I love it. I
gosh.
eat good. I get massages. On Sundays, I just rest. And it's nice, you know? So I'm enjoying it. It is a little nerve-wracking, but I love that. Like I'm like, okay, I'm growing. This is a different side, and it's like it's helping me grow and understand things in a different way.
Yeah, and helping people, the contestants and stuff like that.
And I really care about the contestants. I know them by name.
Yeah.
Like I haven't even met them in person because I just go and I watch their performance, and I'm gonna go in a couple of weeks to go see them and talk to them. But they're young. They want this so bad. And I know what it is to be criticized and judged on everything that you do. So I'm very mindful about it. And I'm like, here you go with the damn mindful. But I'm serious. You know, I'm very like, okay, I want to tell you the truth. I want to be honest because I want you to grow. But I don't want to hurt their feelings. So it's really hard.
So
how do you
say the truth without hurting someone's feeling? Like, oh, it was, could be better.
Like, yeah, that's kind of what I say. I'm like, you know what? Like, I heard this. I liked this. I always like to start with good. I'm like, oh, I really enjoyed this. But you need to work on this a little bit more. And I'm like, oh, but I really like you.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you have something. But tonight wasn't your night. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I love it. It's like seeing it live.
Yeah, because there's other people that are just like, brr.
Yeah, like
more
hardcore.
I guess you need that. You need the Simons of the world. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and you make it look glam. Everything you do, absolutely glamorous, which I love. And
I really appreciate this. This is so cute. It's so fab.
The electrolytes, there's like plenty in there.
Love, thank you.
It's a good time. I love everything about you. I think you're like literally so inspiring. And you're so the fact that you're gonna go be a superstar now. You're leaving tonight. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go do this like huge show and perform for all these. Like, it's absolutely insane and so inspiring. And I'm so happy we got to finally meet. And I'm so excited. Everyone, check out Chiquis Sin Filtro. I'm saying it wrong. Chiquis Unfiltered.
Yeah, Chiquis Unfiltered. You
How
did
do you say it in
good.
Spanish?
Chiquis Sin Filtro.
Chiquis Sin Filtro.
Chiquis Sin
Filtro.
You got it.
Vix.
She's so beautiful. You're so fabulous.
Thanks so much for coming.
I love you. Thank you.
And I hope to see you soon.
You're such a sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Yay.
Thank you,
bye,
guys.
everyone.